All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So I hope you all had a beautiful weekend. So I am, for those of you all who are new to me, I am Latosca Asbury, a real estate agent and the proud author of Home, Sweet New Home. And so today we have a special guest with us, Liliana. She is a lender with 20 years of experience. And today, before let her introduce herself, today we're going to talk about content creators, Gen Z, and home ownership. Go ahead and take it away,
Oh,
Liliana.
hi, Latoska. Hi, everyone. My name is Liliana Herrera. I'm a mortgage lender. I've been in the banking business for over 21 years. And like Latoska said, I help all kinds of clients, first-time home buyers, investors, people that are trying to start, the generational wealth. And like Latoska was saying, Gen Zs.
Yes.
And it's one. I mean, you might think that you're not ready to own a home, but if you're paying like up, that the rate that you're paying is almost like a house payment, and this is the right time, especially because you're young guns.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Yes.
a time to start that generational wealth. So if you start with, buying a home, and then in a couple of years, you can just go ahead and rent that one and move to
Yeah.
another one and start the generational wealth. Also, like if you have extra savings or anything, you can buy your investor home and get that money, as a rent, and then you can pay for the first mortgage and the
Yeah.
second mortgage. So it's especially when you're young, it's the right moment to start your
Right.
portfolio.
Right, right. So it's never too early to get that started. Because the reason why I brought Lillian on is because I keep hearing, and as well as you all keep hearing, that these content creators are making tens and thousands of dollars per month. They're making six figures per year and even seven figures per year, but they are still renting. They're renting these cute high-rise apartments. Yes, because I see them. I see them being built.
Luxury.
Yeah, yeah. So I get it, you all. They have the concierge, the 24-hour concierge. They have the Amazon locker room. They have the washer and dryer. They have the gym. Let's see, what else? Did I leave out anything?
Well, because now it's more like a space, like a workspace, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There's
There
the
you go.
gym.
Yeah,
There, I've seen some that have like kitchenettes, and then where you
yes.
work in, instead of going to your apartment, you just use the common area. It's more
Right.
about having a lot of common areas.
Yeah. And so, and so I see all of those things, but you don't own that. You can't carry none of that on your taxes. And then you have noisy neighbors, and you can't do your content creation in there without being so loud. So that's some reasons to just go ahead and get you a home. You don't have to get like a big two-story home. You can get, there are some nice starter homes out there, you all. And I know some Gen Zers don't have families yet, but you can take those extra rooms and turn those into your office, your content room. So therefore, you don't have to go to these co-working spaces or rent these other places to do your content, because you can do it right in the home. And then talk to a tax preparer. You can write some of that stuff off because that's considered a business. But I'm just a real estate
Yeah,
agent.
and now, and one of the things that maybe they have, like, well, how am I gonna be a landlord? I don't know how to be a landlord. But you know what? There are companies out there that can manage your properties,
Yes,
so you
yes,
just don't have to worry about, you have somebody that manages your properties, just
yes.
like, but you are the owner of the properties, and they are the landlords.
Right. So that's a good one too. And so if you ever was thinking about, okay, I want to get into real estate, buying your first property, like Liliana said, buy your first property. Few years later, follow the guidelines of whichever plan you choose, well, product that you choose. Follow that plan all the way through, turn it into your investment property, go and get you, another home, rinse and repeat. And so Liliana, so okay, Gen Zers, according to Bank of America, they're making all of the money. They making the bank,
Yeah.
and the content creators they're making the bank. So what home program would you recommend for them?
Since a lot of them is like self-employed.
So they're self-employed.
Yeah, self-employed.
Let me write that down so y'all get your papers out and get the writing.
Yeah.
So that's
So that's considered self-employed.
self-employment.
Uh-huh. I will say like depending on like how the tax, the tax declaration, the tax return looks, it
So
can
you
be.
have to file your taxes.
Yes,
So that don't
if-
mean collect the money, because I know it's tax-free up front. So you have to file your
Yes,
file your
yes.
taxes.
Yeah, you have to file your taxes no matter what. So depending on the way that you file your taxes, if you have enough income showing that you're making enough to go the conventional route, which is a conventional loan,
Okay.
or
conventional
FHA loan, let's say, FHA loan, then you can do that. But if your taxes are not showing enough income for any of those, then you're gonna have the other route, which is like less documents, but you still have to write, file your taxes, and it can be a bank statement, 12 months of bank statement or 24 months of bank statement. Then, the income gets calculated from the bank statements, and then that's, how much we're gonna know, that's like how we're gonna know how much you're qualified for.
So another tip is, taken from someone who is self-employed, don't go and write everything off, because that
Yes.
hurts your income. I know you see people on social media says, oh yeah, you can write everything off. Yeah, but when it's time to go buy a house, it looks like you're making $10,000 on paper, but in actuality, you have $100,000. We'll say you're made $350,000 for the year of 2024. But when you go and file your taxes, it looks like something completely different. So don't go and write everything
Else.
off.
Yeah, that's what I said, like, if your tax return looks okay with the income, then you can go that route. Or if not, then you can use the 12 bank statement, or if you have the liquidity to buy it cash, which is
Okay.
still money in the bank, it's
Right.
not like bringing the cash to the table. I mean, that's also another option, like just, but you will have, remember, you have to have credit, doesn't matter, you can have 500. If you're going the route where you wanna take out a mortgage, you still have to have credit.
Okay, so
You
need
have to have credit, at least 700 for bank statements and 620 for the conventional route. If not, if you have less than that, then your down payment will be higher.
So we're helping you Gen Zs. We want you to give us a call, and I will put Liliana's information below, because we want to see you all build your wealth, because you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. It's never too early to start building wealth. So I don't care what people say on the internet. I don't care what the family says, the friend says. Right now is the time to build your wealth. So it's not about going out buying the Mercedes Benz. Not right now. Get the house first. The designer this, the designer that. Put that on hold right now. Get the house first. And then, okay,
And we calling it, own a piece of America.
I own a piece of America.
Own a piece of America.
Yeah.
This is the time to own a piece of America.
Yes. Okay, so I am a digital content creator. I'm in the digital space, and I'm making $350,000. Do you recommend that I turn this into a legitimate business, go get an LLC and all of that?
Yes, because I'm not a tax person,
Right.
but yeah, but that will be better, because that way you can separate your business income from your personal income.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, a lot of times it's commingled.
Yes.
So that's what you wanna separate it onto
Yes.
your personal income and your business income.
Okay. So you want to keep your money,
Where it belongs, separate,
Right.
personal and business.
right. So also, so if you have any questions, feel free to put those, below, because we're trying to help the Gen Zers, because you all are the main ones that are in the digital space. And according to Bank of America, you all are making 6 and 7, figures a year, and you all are blowing it on, material things, and you're all are not buying
Exactly.
homes, because I mean, because you're putting it on social media, so we see it. And it's like, oh man, you making all of that money, and you don't even own a house, you
That's
know,
it. And you know, owning real estate has been forever,
forever. Yeah.
like the way to make wealth. So you gotta start now. And also, we don't have, I mean, if we were not in this field, then we probably wouldn't know like how it works. So we
Nothing.
understand that,
Right.
that a lot of people don't know how to start. So that's why we're here and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
So younger people can start, you know, building
Come
the
on
wealth and
in.
everything. See,
Yeah.
and also like whenever in my years of banking, I always assume the people know how to bank.
Yeah, but
And
they don't.
they don't.
They do
So
not.
yeah, any questions, you know, simple questions about the checking account, savings account, and things like that, I can also answer that since I was in banking for so many years. But even people with like doing the online banking and things like that, I mean, I seeing younger people, I thought like, well, you know how to do it, like how to get online, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that don't know.
Still do
It's
not
just,
know.
yeah, so I'm here for that as well, like, you know, giving pointers and stuff like that.
Yes, so you all, so even while you waiting, because I know in Texas, it takes a minute to, get the LLC, get the paperwork sent in, and you can do the paperwork by yourself. Please do not go out and pay people $500 to $1,000 to fill out the paperwork. It's just, I think, Lord,
I
about,
think it's like 400.
yeah, $400, because you still have to pay the filing fee of $400. Then you're gonna turn around and pay somebody off the internet between $500 and $1,000, and it's nothing but a few sheets that you're filling out. And basically, it's the information that you already know. So you can take time out of your busy schedule to fill out the paperwork and, submit it in. And you can also do it, online, because like Liliana said, you wanna make the process smooth as, icing, buttercream icing. So you want to already have your money separated. So you want to have your YouTube money, TikTok money. You want to have that all in a savings, checking account by itself, and you want to have your personal stuff in a checking account by, itself. But then it also makes the process smoother when it's time to do your, taxes.
Taxes as well.
Yes.
And there's a tip right now. If you don't have, you know, how the CPA and tax preparers, they tell you like you have to have all your receipts and go back and you have to go through the whole 12 months.
Yep.
So I've been telling this to my clients because they don't, there's some of them, like I said, I assume everybody knows. So if you go on your bank application, the bank app, for any bank, you know, big bank that has the app. Most of the big banks, if you go there, do some of the account alerts, I mean, account services, you can find your yearly spending report.
Yes.
And it breaks it
Yes.
down by everything that you
Yes.
spend and during the year. So if
Yes.
you go out a lot, you know, they have a lot of this,
Yes.
like a restaurant, how much is, oh, you'll be surprised how much you spend in an Uber and all those restaurants. And also if you travel a lot for business, it will also like break it down for travel and expenses, utilities, everything is there, and you can click from like the 1st of January all the way to the 31st of December. So if you don't have that already, all your receipts and everything, it's right there where you can get your spending report and you have everything broken down, and also the places that you went and everything. So that's a good tip.
Yes, and so get with a bank that has that. So I'm with, EECU, so it's a credit union in Texas, and they have that software. It's not Quicken, so that's another, reason to choose a bank that already have that accounting software built in, so it tells you your spending habits. And Liliana's not lying; it will.
Like how much you spend on Uber at the restaurant is like,
Yes.
oh my God.
You would never know until at the end of the year, you'd be like, oh Lord, I spent $5,000 on going out to eat and it don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But once you break it down and look at it, it will show you everything that you have spent. So that's another good tip right there. Thank you for giving me that, Liliana, because I forgot about that. Because I know a lot of people say do Quicken because Quicken is easy. You can send it over to the tax preparer. But if you don't want to spend that extra money, the accounting software inside of your banking app works just
Yeah.
fine. Now you will have to transfer it into a spreadsheet, Google Sheet.
Um,
Um,
well, one of my bank, if you download as a PDF.
oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, you
Oh,
download it as a PDF, you just have the
oh,
report and you go over it, you see it on the screen, but it also
okay.
has an option where you can download it. And then just
Oh,
pass it to your
oh,
CPA or
there
tax
you go.
preparer, yeah.
There you go. See, I just learned something because I was just mainly putting mine in a spreadsheet. So now I know I can go in there and print the sheet off and just send it right on over to my tax preparer. So yes, you are. We're giving you some gems. So yeah, so you don't need a bookkeeper because most of that stuff is already built in. The bookkeeper is just pretty much doing what you're doing. So you just need a good tax preparer that knows how to work with entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and just go from there. So I have a question, Liliana. So, all right, so let's say everything, they're doing exactly what we're asking them to do. Get the LLC, get the business checking, business savings, and so everything is separated. So, would they be able to qualify for down payment assistance?
Depending on the income.
So it depends
Yes,
on the
depends on the income and how much they show on the tax, the tax return,
Okay,
which is, depending how they file, like
okay,
LLC or anything like that. So we
okay,
have to check the tax return first.
okay.
And there's an income limit. So
Yeah,
if you make
yeah.
more than the average median in the city or the county, then you don't qualify for it. You can still, qualify if you're a little, like, they have a cap.
Okay,
But yes, like I said, the interest is gonna be a little bit higher,
okay,
and you need like a higher, credit score. But there's a cap, there is a cap how much you can make to be able to qualify for down
okay,
payment
so
assistance.
there is, okay, so you can't come in with 300. I think what is it, two, no, 130?
Well, right now, like the Dallas County and Tarrant County where we are, if you make up to 82,000, you
82,
still qualify. If you
okay,
make more than 82,000, you cannot make more than 120,
okay,
around 120,
okay, okay.
to be able to get it, but a higher interest rate.
So for the Gen Zers and the content creators, so if you're on that, and 120 is not a low, well, I don't know now with the prices going so high.
Yeah,
Well, so the Gen Zers that's just now starting out, that's making the 100K, so,
they can still
you
probably
can
qualify.
still, there's a possibility. So, cause I know that, a lot of people say, this term house poor. No, you have to go in and do things the right way. You just can't jump up out the bed and say, hey, I want a house, let me go down here. Everybody's not gonna give you the education piece like we're out here doing. Cause Liliana has a podcast, as well, and she goes into detail about the different loan products that are out there. Because I know a lot of people say run to FHA because that's for first-time home buyers. No, Liliana giving us conventional FHA and then the bank statement loan. So there are other products out there, you all. So we're trying to help you build this equity.
Yep, and build the wealth.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that it's the time, and then, if you have money sitting there, you can always, just start your own portfolio.
Yeah, and you really, and then she's giving you the easiest way to get into investing in real estate. Because I know you see all of these people that say, hey, come to my investment workshop, invest in me, but first you gotta give me $5,000. Well, that's your down payment or your closing cost expenses that you're giving them when you can just go in, buy the house, stay in it for a few years, build you some wealth, go get you another one, rent that one out and go get you another one.
And good thing that you mentioned that. So now a lot of the people that are giving, I mean, if you went the regular route to get a mortgage loan, there are a lot of investors. That's how they call it, because I work for a broker. I don't work for one bank only, so I have a lot of different lenders. One of the things is that you don't need to be a first-time home buyer, or even if you don't own a home, you can still buy investing property, investing, yes. And then, like I said, if you don't have any kind of like experience, you can always hire somebody to manage your properties.
Yes, there are property managers out there. Now, they're not for free, but they do take a percentage of your properties. And so, but you probably won't need them to maybe the second or third house, just depending on how busy you are.
Yeah.
It just depends.
So, I mean, we're trying to have you own a piece of America.
Yes.
Even if you get investing homes and you still choose to rent, you
Yes.
can do that, but your investments are gonna pay for your rent.
Right. Yeah, so that's another opportunity.
If you're kind of like overwhelmed or you don't know what to do, so if you wanna just try starting being a landlord, somebody that can help you manage your properties, and you're like, well, I don't wanna live in the house yet, I mean,
Yeah,
you can still build the wealth with the properties that you own, and then from there, you pay for the other expenses.
because basically, we don't know how long the digital money is gonna last. It looks like it's going pretty good, but you just never know when this content creation money is going to go down, because
Yes.
some people say you can make a lot of money on YouTube, TikTok, and all of that stuff like that. But you just never know when that money is gonna start going down, because you can be up here, but in the next month, things can.
And that's when you wanna take advantage or invest it wisely.
Right. And so while you can still make your content money, you can also have your money coming in from real estate, because like your famous rappers and actresses, they also invest in real estate. They don't tell you, but they are investing in real estate as well, because they know how the acting and the music industry can be. One day you up here, next day you down here, but you still have the income from your rental
Properties,
properties.
your real estate, yes.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we're trying to push for the Gen Zers and the content creators, because like I said, the cute high rise, yeah, they are really cute. I visited a few of them downtown Fort Worth. They are really cute, but you can't carry that on your taxes at all. You don't own it, so yeah. So anything else you want to say to the Gen Zers and the content?
I would say just like be comfortable asking questions.
Yes.
There are no stupid questions.
Right.
We know you're young,
Yes.
and you have questions, because we cannot assume that you know everything. And then especially if you're not familiar with the real estate, try and get with someone that even if you feel kind of shy or anything to send us a question, look someone that in your same circle of influence or sphere of influence, there's somebody that can help you and start like digging into how can I start my wealth in real estate. And like Tosca said, I mean, you never know when that is gonna dry out.
Yeah, you just never know. Because I mean, it looks good right now. I mean, the numbers look real strong. That even Bank of America even put out a report, but the banks still don't consider that as real money. And so, you can have the real estate. They look at that as not. They look at that as an income, a solid income, versus the content creation money, because everybody is always going to need a place to stay. So that's more solid money than it will be the content creation. And always just reach out to people who've been in the industry the longest. Stay off of the internet, because I know people are going to tell you these house hacking things, but you don't wanna have to, go down that avenue, and and it's free. It's free to reach out to me, it's free to reach out to Liliana to ask, questions, so you don't have to pay nobody to, give you information about getting into real estate. You
And
just
one more
don't.
thing, because it just came to mind, like, yeah, your credit score can be like super high, 800, 9, I mean, I think the highest is 800, 700, 800, and it's like, well, my credit score is super high, but then when you look, you have no credit. So that is also like, it doesn't, we go by credit score, but it doesn't mean like if you have the highest, you're gonna get loans or anything because you haven't worked your credit. So you really have to have some on the credit, like at least 3 lines. It can be a credit card, it can be a car loan, or it can be any other kind of personal loan or something. So meaning that because you don't have credit, your score is so high, but you don't have any credit. So you always wanna try and build credit. And it's okay to buy things some, cash and don't have debts, but you're still gonna have to have a little bit of credit.
Okay, so 3 lines of credit, you all. So that can be one credit card. Okay, you said one credit card,
Car loan,
a car loan. So that don't mean go and get a Mercedes Benz, you all. You can just go out and get a modest car.
yeah, just to make the payments on that, and
Right.
lease don't count. I mean, it counts as a credit, but it's better if you have, it's just like a revolving, like a credit card, yeah, at least,
Oh, okay.
because you're never gonna own the car.
Right, right.
So, I mean, yeah, you can do that, but lease also counts, and it will count as a credit card, and then a credit card and a loan, or even
A personal line
a
of credit.
personal line of credit or something like that, but you have to have at least 3.
Okay, so it's not, so you need to buy the car, not lease the car.
Well, you can lease it, it's just that it's gonna count, I mean, it's gonna count as a credit, but because you never own the car,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it'll be there like until you finish paying it.
Okay. So yes, you all, so if you look, and leave Credit Karma and Sesame Street or whatever those other things, leave those things alone. And, so do you think it's best for them to reach out to you and say, hey, run my credit, because you all are the ones that have the final say?
Yeah, but I mean, no, I mean, we don't wanna run a credit if we're not doing an application.
Oh, okay.
But let me tell you, there's another thing, you can get myfico.com.
MyFICO.com.
Go to myfico.com, and it's an app that keeps track of your credit, and it's the one that the mortgage and most of the lenders for car lending and stuff use. So we go by FICO. So you have 3 scores from the 3 biggest bureaus, and it shows there. You can sign up for the MyFICO, and it only shows you one, but if you wanna get the paid option, it will show you all 3.
Okay, paid option will show you. So I hope y'all are writing, this down, so yes. So you can, so she's telling you exactly where to go, so you don't have to go to, all 3 of the bureaus, because they're not gonna use those, they're gonna go by what, myfico.com.
Yeah, but the FICO score is the one that pretty much any lender uses. I mean, we can go into more detail because there's, there is a score, but like I said, there's 3 scores, so we go by the middle score. So you have one that is 720, one that is 700, and one that's 680, so we're gonna go by the 680 because that's the middle score. So if you need more explanation, if you need more things on that, just, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can do, any consultation is free of charge. We should not be charging for a consultation. So, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can go more in detail depending on your situation, because everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different, so we can just go ahead and give you the information that you need to make informed decisions.
Yes, you also, yeah, so just because you're making 6 and 7 figures a year, you still gonna need the credit, and that's what I tell people, you're gonna need the cash, you're gonna need the credit, and you're going to need the income. Cause I also hear people say, oh yeah, you don't need no money down, come get a house. No, you're gonna need to bring some cash to the table. That credit is going to, need to be at least, she said, 620 for the, conventional. And then if you do, the bank loans,
Seven
it's
hundred.
gonna, yeah, 700, so you're gonna need to be, a little more. And then she's giving you not three tips, well, I guess you can say some tips to build your credit. So if you don't have, the ideal credit score, get on that. So where should they get credit cards from? Go down to their local bank?
Yeah, they can do it online as well. I
Yeah.
mean, the bank that you have, I'm sure that they also offer a credit card. And remember this, I mean, well, if you have enough income or assets with them, they might give you higher credit,
Okay.
but they're not gonna give you like, back in the days, they used to give like $20,000 to a kid that just graduated from high school.
Oh.
So no, I mean, it's like they're a little bit more conservative right now, but you need to really start, building your
Yeah.
credit as well.
Yeah, so go into a bank. Now, I know, fintechs, banks are popping up all online. I don't too much know about them. I'm still in the old school range, just get up and go to the bank.
Yeah.
Where you bank at.
Yeah, or do it online on your
Do it,
web, on
yeah.
your app from the bank that you use. They usually have offers popping up every day.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so apply for those, get you a modest car, you don't have to go off and get the luxury car, you trying to build your credit so you can get, the house. Go ahead and get the personal, line of credit, and use both of these, the personal line of credit and the credit card, use those, responsible, so 30% is like the most you need to
Users,
use.
yeah. And if you have a financial advisor, I mean, you can always sit down with your financial advisor and kind of like touch base on these points
Yes.
and see, what else, what we might be missing something, or what they recommend for you.
Right. And yeah, speaking of that, now that's the only person you, should be paying. Anybody else, no, that you need to go in and go into to the location or wherever they're at and have a conversation, with them. So yes, you also, I hope you, enjoyed, this information. I got some tips. I know you, got some tips. Pass this on to the content creators, pass this on to, the Gen Zers, because it's houses out here for them. It really is. It's affordable housing out here. So, yes, you will. Go ahead and give us a call, and I will put Liliana's information, below. Do you have any final words for the Gen
No,
Zers?
like I said, just, don't be ashamed or don't be afraid to ask questions, because that's the best thing that you can do. Ask questions so you can make an informed decision.
Yes. Happy house hunting, and we'll be waiting by the phone for your phone calls, 'cause we ready to close some deals, y'all.
Yeah, bye. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye.
Have a good day, everyone. I'm gonna have to go to this. Let me just go to the bathroom real quick. It's all the way to the bottom, to the first floor.
No, they have one up here.